Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches. How are you doing today? Today is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022, and this is FlossTube number 45. It is also my FlossTube anniversary, my 1-year anniversary, and I want to thank all of you who have been here since this first year. I have a few that have been here from the beginning. In fact, I found my notes of when I filmed my first FlossTube, and I was so excited because my first day I got 3 subs. And 11 views. So that made me extremely excited. Today I'm proud to admit that I have 411 views. So in the past year, I've gained my 400 subs. I should say 400 subs. My 400 subs. And I thought that was kind of funny that I wrote that down. Anyway, so I have 400. I reached my goal of reaching 400 before my 1-year FlossTube anniversary. And I want to thank each of you who are new here. And I want to thank all of you who have been here throughout this year. You guys mean so much to me. I enjoy filming FlossTube. I don't have anyone. I have one friend local who cross stitches. You know, but we don't necessarily cross stitch together. She's got young children. She's a busy young mom. And so we don't get together. We do talk about it. We're actually in school together to become ministers. So we do kind of chit chat about it on our way to class, but you know, not a whole lot. So y'all are my cross stitch friends. Y'all are my stitchy friends. So anyway, thank y'all for coming. It's been really, really great. It's been a great ride, and I really appreciate everybody being here. Hold on. Okay. That was my aunt. I will call her back. Unless she calls back and it's an emergency, then I'll get to you. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Today is going to be a different video. I did not stitch much because, my son, his fiance, and my granddog were still in town, and, they left yesterday morning, and so when the grand dog is in town, I don't get a lot of stitching done because he's very needy. He's a needy dog. He's very well trained. He's very well house trained, but he's, you know, he's got to be in Granny's business. So anyway, I don't get a whole lot of stitching done. But so anyway, so this is going to be kind of a WIP parade. I am going to show y'all what I have as WIPs that I would like to work on this year. I don't think I have any other WIPs. So I'm going to do kind of WIPs and then a few projects that I want to start. So I'm going to start with my WIP Go pieces. And I know I had shown them before, and I'm going to show them again just kind of as a place card for me to be able to look back and see, okay, this is where I was last year. This is where I am now. So I'm going to start with the 2 WIP Goes numbers that were called number 2 and number 19. Number 2 was Pandemic, and this is by Long Dog Sampler. And I did start this when it first came out, and I actually showed it on my first video and for quite a few videos afterwards. I originally started it on 14 count Ada that I coffee tea dyed, and realized I cut it wrong, so I had to start over. And so I pulled out a white 16 count Ada from Michael's that I had, and because it was the pandemic, so there wasn't a whole lot of crafty shopping going on. So this is it, and this is where I'm at right now. This is Pandemic. I did put 2020 in because that is just the whole pandemic, and I just wanted the date in there. So this is it here. I am using, my goal is to use 1 of each color DMC. That's my goal. I started out we had moved 2 years before, and I was, during the pandemic, I was finally getting around to empty out crafty boxes that I've been hauling around for almost 30 years. And I found this. This is by Craftways. My mom had purchased this for me in the 90s. I was married in 89, so I'm sure it was in the 90s, and that's when I started cross stitching. It is a box with 1 of every color DMC that was around at the time. And so I have this box, and I'm stitching. I pull a color that I want to use. Usually I'll pull like a color, you know, family or something that I want to use. I use stitch palettes, and I find, you know, a palette that I like of the colors to stitch a certain area. And so like in this area right here, these are 2 different blues. You can kind of tell, but they're 2 different blues, but they were similar enough that I put them together. So that is my goal, is to use one of every color DMC in this chart. So, and like I said, there's some new colors. There are some discontinued colors. So there it is, Pandemic. This is where I'm at. I'm about halfway done. So Pandemic on my board is, I have it written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. My WIP Go board, I will be working on things when they're called one day a week during the month that it's called. So Pandemic will get 1 day of stitching, and then the other one will get 1 day of stitching per week. So hopefully I can pull these older items that I have and get them worked on throughout the year. The second one that was called is Summer Breeze, and that is by Paula Vaughn. One of my first pieces that I ever did was a Paula Vaughn. And I have it still hanging up in my living room. And so this is done on some kind of linen. We had a cross stitch shop here in town, and she sold it by the bolt, and you just told her what size you wanted and she cut it. And so I have no idea. I just told her what count I needed, how big I needed it. And so this is what I've done here. So my goal for this month is to finish the quilt. I have Summer Breeze on my board 1, 2, 3 times. So hopefully it'll get some work on it this year. You know, there's still a lot to do. So I don't know if it'll be finished this year unless I get it in me to just really focus just on that. But that is Summer Breeze. And I want to show y'all, I forgot, I didn't show you this because Summer Breeze is on top. I do have 2 project bags for Pandemic. And what I do is I have a chart of all the colors of DMC. And as I use them, these are the new colors right here. And as I use them, I just highlight them. Just so that I have record of all the, in case, because I know in this box I had taken some pieces out for other projects. So anyway, so those are the 2 WIP Goes that were called. Now I'm going to show you the ones that are on the board. So the next one is another one of my oldest WIPs. And it is Silent Night. It is a Leisure Arts pattern by Carol Emmer. That's it right there. And again, this is done on some kind of linen. Like I said, usually what I would do, I remember going to the store and just saying, this is the one they use, find one the closest, and that's it. So this is it right here. When I pulled this out of storage, baby Jesus and the Virgin Mary had no faces. So that's it right there. So this one, Silent Night, is called 1, 2, I have it twice on here. And I think if I continue with WIP Go, that's probably what I'll do, is just put some of these back on the rotation. I'm not in a hurry to finish these. I mean, they've been languishing in my box for 30 years. And so I'm not in a real big hurry to finish them. Okay, so the next, oh wait, this is one that I had started. This is called a Cadiana. I have it on my board 1, 2 times. 2 times. This is something that I picked up at a thrift store here in town. It's called a cadiana. And it's when I had gotten back into cross stitch, and I just kind of picked it up and went and I had gone to a estate sale and purchased a big old box of floss. And so I was like, well, I'm going to do this just to see if I still really enjoy cross stitching. And I did, and I found all kinds of other projects. In fact, I think Pandemic pushed this on the side. So this is what I have done right here. So again, when this gets called, I will work on it 1 day a week every week of the month. So this is a cadiana. And if you see right here, this was actually purchased at the store that I used to go to. So we are from Louisiana. If you can't tell by my accent, yes, we are from Louisiana. So that is our heritage. All right, then that last two that I have are actually Save the Stitches. I bought both of these at the local creative reuse store in town, and just decided to finish them. I'm like, I liked them. When I found out, I bought them. One of them I bought because it was on a squirrel rod, and I wanted to try a squirrel rod. And the other one I bought because, I'm going to show that to you now, because it's a lavender lace, and it was a kit. And it was, I think, $5 at the creative reuse store. So, it had already been begun on this. So I don't know if this is, so this piece of fabric was in a bag of fabrics. And when I saw the kit, I thought, oh, the whole kit, that's pretty cool. But then when I saw the bag of fabrics and I noticed that there was stitching on it, I was like, somebody started that. And I don't know if they just bought a different count, if they bought a different piece of fabric, what the deal is, but this is what they started right here. So they have the wing started and some of the gown. So I want to finish this. So this is my lavender and lace, and I have it is Blue Moon Angel. Yes. And I have it written 1, 2, 3 times, 4 times on the chart. So the kit did come with, so you see here's the fabric, and then it did come with all the beads, charms, and the flosses and threads. So that is lavender and lace, Blue Moon Angel. So hopefully I'll be able to get to this when it's called. Well, I am going to get to it because that's the whole meaning of this WIP Go thing, is to do it. Right? So that is Blue Moon Angel by Lavender and Lace. And then the last one I have that is a WIP Go piece and is a Save the Stitches piece is Ironwork Gate. And this is it right here. It reminded me of New Orleans. I want to say, yep, the lady is based in South Carolina. So this is how I saw it leaning up against the wall at the creative reuse store. And that's upside down. See, so I don't use a scroll rod. I do stitch in hand, so this is going to have to come off. It is a little dirty on the back side, but I don't see it on the front side. And honestly, it goes a little bit further down. So that's it right there. I don't know what it's stitched on. It is an even weave. And that's it. So I do plan on finishing this. I don't buy all the Save the Stitches, but these are very much a style that I like. I do need to put together the floss. I haven't done that yet for this one. I don't save all of them. I will if it's like in a bag with other fabrics, because you know, I want to keep the other fabrics. And so, but very rarely will I finish them. But those two really appealed to me, so I decided to finish them. All right, that is it for WIP Go. All right, so hold on, let me get a drink. Try not to knock everything down. Okay, now I'm going to work on 2 new starts that I have. Okay, this is them right here. I had a new year, new start. And I decided that I was going to dip my toe into full coverage. And if you follow me, you saw what I did. And so, anyway, hold on. This is it. I will not try to pronounce the castle, but there it is. I've started it. I did have, I inherited my mom's Kindle Fire, and so I put Pattern Keeper on it, and I imported the pattern into it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting a text. Okay, imported the pattern into it. So anyway, so this is done on 28 count pre-gridded fabric, because you know, If I'm not good enough to count my stitches to do a full coverage, I'm not good enough to count my fabric to grid it. I've tried to grid before and realized I made a mistake. And I thought, this is dumb. I'm spending all this time and I have a mistake gridding my fabric. So I bought pre-gridded fabric. So this is my start. I am a lower right-hand starter. Unless the pattern is set up in a way that I can't start on the lower right, I do like to start on the lower right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of doing a combination of parking / cross country / fill in a square at a time / thing. You can see right here, I'm working kind of in a 4x4 area, but if there's some area, you know, further down the way that I can use up my thread, I'll go ahead and use it up. Pattern Keeper does make it nice because I can, you know, mark off what's there, and the grids help. If my fabric was not gridded, I don't think there's any way I would enjoy doing this. I'm going to ask y'all to hold on. I'm not going to pause you because then it'll take forever to upload, but I just need to check this text. Hold on. Yeah, that was just my husband reminding me to go see my dad. I have it reminded. I'm going to see my dad after this. Okay, the next one that I started is by Jeanette Douglas, and this is her bouquets, and I believe I showed that to y'all last time. And this is what I worked on while my granddog was here, because like I said, he does like to get all up in my business. Hold on, where did I put it? Oh. I put the full coverage in the wrong bag. See, this is Rachel right here. Okay, the next one I did it when my granddog was here because I don't like to have a lot of different colors out. You know, because he you know, he's all up in my business. Anyway, so this is what I've done. So I worked on the border, and she did release the first bouquet, which is a pineapple bouquet. So I'm going across here because, like I said, I do like to work from right to left, and then I'll go ahead and start this bouquet after I work on Pandemic today. So that's it. So that's how far I've gotten to that. So those are my 2 new starts for the year. They were both started a couple of days, you know, a week before the new year, but I went ahead and called them a new year start. This back where it goes instead of in the wrong one. All right, now we're on to my existing WIPs, things y'all have been seeing for the past year. So first I'm going to show Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs. I apparently have abused my book and the cover came off. This is it, Christmas Garden. I am going to put our last name down here, and then where the initials are, I will go ahead and put, there's 5 spaces, so it'll be for my husband and our 3 kids. I did work on this yesterday after they left. I picked it up, so there is some progress from when y'all seen it last. But this is the whole thing that I've gotten done. And then yesterday after they left, I finished my little deer right here. I worked on this basket, and then I came down and worked on these. So that's what I've done since you saw it last. I'm not saying what I'm doing them on, y'all. I'm sorry. This is something I forget. I usually use DMC, so if I use anything different, I will tell you. But 99% of the time, I use DMC. I also go back and forth between using Aida and Even Weave, except for my older ones that have linen. I have, I think, maybe 1 new one on linen that I don't like. I'd rather Even Weave and Aida. So that's what I have. Okay, now to dig into the basket. Yeah, City of Romance. This is a pattern by Stitch Rovia. I got it out of, I think, the Just Cross Stitch magazine. It is on her Etsy shop, known as City of Love. This is it right here. Now this one, I am using the anchor spools. They had just come out when I downloaded this pattern, and it had, the magazine had the anchor conversion. So I went ahead and got them all. This is done on a 14 count Ada that I dyed using Dynaflow paints. And this is where I'm at right here. I love this piece. It's so bright and cheery and colorful. It is full coverage-esque, so I am kind of, really this is probably my first foray into full coverage. It is full coverage, except for when you get to the top, then the sky is not. So, but the bottom definitely is pretty tight in there. But I am using the anchor spools. I do I have a couple of reviews on a couple of my older videos, how I feel about the spools. They're not my favorite, but you know, the floss is good. I like the floss. If all I had was anchor to choose from, I'd use it. Okay, so this next one is Feline Family. This was done as part of, actually started on January 13th. The sale ended on April 14th, and I think that is pretty much when I stopped doing it. It was a realist stitch along they had. Just every week you post your progress, and at the end of the stitch along, they sent you a free chart. So I did, and this is where I've gotten. Right here. This is using their fabric. This is using their floss, which is the wool acrylic blend. And when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I need to finish this. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. So you can tell I kind of started gritting because it was really starting to get on my nerves. I think if I did another realist kit, there's two things I would do. Because most of them, if you look at this, it is full, pretty full. I mean, like if I'm doing a sampler, I can sit there and just, you know, if I mess up a couple of stitches, it's no big deal, really. I can fudge a lot. But these, like I have one that's totally off and kind of pushed everything to the side, and I'm just like, I don't want to undo this. And so I think if I did another realist kit, I would probably buy gridded, and I would get my own fabric because their fabric's kind of short, a little too short than I like it to be. I mean, I don't use a full 3-4 inch border, but this is gonna be tight. Stitching Mommy, next one. This is my temperature tree right here. Our anniversary is this Friday, so we were married 33 years. We married in 1989, so I am doing the temperatures for that year, and I do need to download the first month so that I can try to work on it in January. My goal is to do the month, you know, in January. I'll do January of 89, that kind of thing. So this is how much I've gotten. I did work on this also while my dog was here. My grand dog was here, because it is one color. This is on a 18 count Swiss Coffee by Color and Cotton. And so far I am in love with her fabrics. And I'm excited that pretty soon we'll be able to buy them from 1-2-3 Stitch. So that'll be exciting. So that is Stitching Tree. All right. I don't have these in any particular order. They're just in my basket. I'm pulling them out one by one. So I'm just as surprised as you are. So this is, this is the Home Sweet Home. This is by the Bay Needle Art. It is a stitch along. I have the first 2 months, but I have a problem. And not quite sure what I'm going to do about it. I had this piece of 18 count oatmeal Ada. I think I got it from Michael's. And I stitched this design. And then when I went to stitch the little border around it, I realized, and see, I was having trouble with this piece, and for some reason I couldn't get it to match up because I added an extra row when I outlined it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about just scrapping it for now. I love this little house. I love it. I love the design. I want to do them. So not scrap. I shouldn't say scrap it. I'm thinking about cutting this piece off and restarting. So I did stitch the sky. She does not have the sky stitched. I stitched it in the same blue that's on the center of the clouds, but I did it in a half stitch. And I like the way it came out. I really like the way it came out. But unless I made the next one one stitch bigger too, it would just be all off. So I think I'm just going to restart it. I hate doing that, but I did it with pandemic and I was fine. I trucked along afterwards. So probably what I'll do is when I restart it, I'll start on the right house and work my way this way, so I don't feel like I'm stitching the same one twice. That's what I did with pandemic. I had started it in the upper left, and when I had to restart it, I started in the lower right, and that's when I realized I like stitching from the lower right. So anyway, okay, so this is my Erica Michaels blocks. I'm not going to show them, but I will be continuing with that for the year. These are my Sunday stitches, and I will be continuing with these. I may not do them once a month like I was doing before, but I will continue with them because I do like them, and I do those on 16 count Aida. Usually it's something that I've dyed. Okay. Oh, this is a chart that was done by Stitchin' Mommy. It is my family pew, church pew, right here. My grandfather was a Thibodeau, my grandmother was a Picard, and they were married in 1938. And this year, my grandmother will be 100. She would have her 100th birthday. She was born in January. She is actually 3 days younger than Betty White. Which I was like, oh my goodness, my grandmother is the same age as Betty White. I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, so this is the piece, and my goal is to finish it by my grandfather's birthday, which is March 18th. And this is what I have done. This piece was commissioned. Stitching Mommy charted this for me, and I am grateful for her work because I tried to do it and it was just horrible. I tried to do one of the automatic stitching things and it just didn't work. She did a fabulous job. So I'm working on the coat of arms. So I have the coat of arms left and the lion and the maple leaf, and it'll be done. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, I do hope to finish it. I do need to pick it up. I haven't stitched it in a while, and I do need to put it back into my weekly rotation of at least working on it for in the morning. I like to work on it in the morning when it's quiet and I'm the only one here. So okay, so the next, that is what I have of, oh wait, no, hold on. All right, Merritt Crawford, you're going to hear me say this. We need to finish this. We need to set a deadline on this piece. This is America by the Calico Confectionary. I bought this thinking I would be able to stitch it in a month last April. It didn't happen, but I love it. I love it. It's so pretty. This is coffee tea dyed 18 count Aida. This is what I have done. I mean, seriously, I don't have a whole lot. All I have to do is finish this top banner and the United States of, and I'm done. So Merritt, when do you want to finish? What's our goal to finish? Merritt is also working on this. And we kind of said we'd finish it together. So I need to get this thing done. I need to get it done. I have another one by Calico Confectionary that I love, that I'd like to stitch. So I want to get this done. Maybe I can start the next one in April. And hopefully have that one done by July 4th. We'll see. But that is the last of my whips. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about plans. Plans that I have. I am joining Merritt Crawford and the Kim, the Contented Stitcher, and working on one of the stockings a month in this book. There's 5, and so they decided they were going to do one a month. That would give them 7 months to finish them up for Christmas this year. And I was like, can I join? Because I want to make them. So I am doing these on, hold up, 32 count something wool jobelin. It's an even weave. Lamb's wool jobelin. So I went on 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I got 5 pieces. Cut the size I needed. And then I went and I ordered, and I have another set, but it's in another chart that I'm about to show you. And I went and ordered their sulky threads. 32 count. I figured I'm going to try it. Everybody says it's like 1.5, and everybody says 32 count is perfect. So these are the ones I ordered. They're kind of more pinky than I expected. They have names like red and whatnot, but I'm going to use these. And then I'm going to use the ones that I'll show you in a bit. So that is my goal for this year, is to have all of these stitched by Christmas. I don't know if I'm going to say one a month, because I know me, I know my life. That's not necessarily going to happen. So I'm hoping to have them all stitched and finished by this Christmas. And I do have some French General fabric that I want to use with them. So there's that. And then I showed these last time, and Merritt, she invited me to join her and her friend Louise, Wanda Louise. I'm going to call her Wanda Louise. I like the name Wanda Louise. And we're going to stitch the Prairie Schooler Santas. I bought the charts of all the ones that have to do with stitching. Some of them are in Revisited, and then this is the only one that's by itself. I asked my daughter to pick a skin tone, and she picked one for her first one. And then I'll ask each of my kids, including my future daughter-in-law, what her favorite skin tone is. So this is some Davos that I have that I bought at the Creative Reuse store for $1.50. So I'm going to use that. And then I bought this piece from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. So that's what that's going to be done on. So I'm excited about starting these. Again, I'm hoping to get one done a month. We'll see. And then I have this. This is the one that has my other red sulkies in it. This is a folk art sampler by Diane Authors. I think she's the one that did my nativity that I just finished. It's by Imaginating. And it calls for one color DMC. I'm probably going to do this. I don't have the fabric. Yeah, I do have the fabric. It is a 18 count Rustico Ada. And I'm going to use one of these. And so I will use some of the others for the stockings. I might just use these for the stockings. I don't know. I haven't decided. I think there's looks like 2 of them are the same. So I don't know. But that is that. That is another one I do plan on starting. I'm not sure exactly when. So. And then I plan on starting 12 Days of Christmas pattern. I got this one off of, oh, I don't have the chart. Hold on. Anyway, it is by the part I have doesn't have it. Oh, y'all, it's popular. You can actually buy it now. But that's pretty much what it's going to look like. I believe I don't have the cover. Right there. And I am going to use a black 18 count Ada because I like to hurt my eyes. I had bought this for something else that Fat Quarter Shop was doing and decided against it. So there's that. So I'm going to see about that. And I'll be using DMC and some anchors for that. And that's it. There's one more thing that I do want to start, and that is when I finish with my my mom's family piece, the pew. I want to do one for my dad. And my dad's dad was career Navy and then career post office. So I found a Blackbird design that I like that has a ship on it. and a house, and I plan on stitching a little mailbox next to it, and somewhere putting in there what he did. The Thibodeau block my grandfather owned, among other things, but the main business was radio electronics, and that's what my dad still does. Mom and dad, my aunt, uncle, took over the business after my grandmother and grandfather passed away, and so that is kind of our family heritage. But I want to do my dad's family. My dad's parents, they were divorced, but I'm going to go ahead and put the year they were married. I mean, they had my dad, you know. I wouldn't be here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then that'll be my two big family heritage pieces. I have a wedding sampler that I did for my husband and I. It was the first thing I ever stitched. So that'll be done. And then as my kids decide to get married, I will do one for each of them, a small one, sampler. Probably kept in my house, and then when I am dead and gone, they may inherit them if they so like. So anyway, that is my WIP go. That is my WIPs. That is my plans for 2022. You know, I do have plans to stitch other things, but I don't have them kitted up or purchased or anything like that. So that's all I got. We had a great Christmas. My son and his fiance and dog, they stayed here for 2 weeks. They were in town. It was great. You know, my kids just had a great time together. We went to Topgolf. We just had a load of fun with all of them together. It's been a long time since our family's been together like that, and just enjoying each other's company. You know, with him living in Nashville and my other son and traveling a lot with school and work, and we just haven't been together for extended periods of time where we could actually get together and do things like that. My son plans on moving down. They want to get out of Nashville. So they're going to move down here for a couple of months and then maybe try to move to Houston. And so we will see how that goes. But we had a great Christmas. We had a great visit with everybody. Great New Year. None of us stayed up late. Because we are just not those type of people. I think I've stayed up, you know, since we've been married. I think we've done it like twice. I'll see the new year when I wake up in the morning, you know, that kind of thing. But we had a great time. We had a great visit. We had a great Christmas season. My husband went back to school yesterday. So they left. My husband went to school, and I just had this really eerily quiet house. But it was nice because I was able to pull out my Christmas garden and stitch on that, and that was fun. So anyway, but that's what I did. That was our holiday, and that's all I have going on. And I hope to see you guys next week. I hope you all had a good Christmas and a good New Year, and I'll see y'all next week. I'll probably be in here again. We're cleaning out because my son and them are moving down. They're going to need to store some stuff. So we're rearranging some rooms in our house so they can store some stuff, and until they're ready to move to Houston. So I'll probably be filming in here from now on. Not only that, but I need to get this room organized. I need to get this quilt made because I think it's been like that since I did my quilt video for you guys. So I'll see you guys next week. I'll probably be in here, and I hope you all have a great time. And thank you so much for 1 year of FlossTube. It has been such a great ride, and I appreciate every single one of you for riding along with me, and for joining me, and for commenting, and for liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. And I really appreciate it, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. And here's to another year. My husband asked me what my goal was, and like I said, my goal is to reach 1,000. So here's hoping. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.